Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
This, folks, is episode 241, Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you're new here, this is the podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, cool bike builds. We're going to talk about a cool bike build tonight. Bike camping or just playing bikes. Now, so we are in our continuing let's do everything different.
Yep.
We are in the bike shop right now.
I'm clocked
in the middle of the day. So customers could be coming in, going out. You'll hear the cash register continually. It goes cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Actually, Chris has done more business today.
Really?
Than like most. No, we had some good days last week, but yeah.
Well, everybody's bringing in their Christmas money.
True.
You know, all that grandma Christmas money is now getting spent on. I still don't know how you're going to do that. It worked. You tell everybody what you're drinking.
Kutztown Birch Beer from Father Dave.
Kutztown, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, Jess was doing that in the car the other day.
Yeah, I don't know where that
She went to
comes
school
from.
up there, so.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from, but
It's the college.
Dave did that. I brought you a little bit of that home.
Yeah, Dave brought me
but he brought you a lot.
What is that, when you're a prepper, what's that stock supply called?
Your stockpile, your hoard, your stash.
Yeah, I got a whole case of it.
You got enough Kutztown
Yeah.
Birch Beer to last you, well, at least a week. So bring the apocalypse now. That's what you're saying. Though this episode, we are going to talk about a bike build that you recently did for Father Dave. So we're going to get into all of that here.
Will that be like
the
teaser for the series of that?
I don't know what we're going to end up doing with that. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about this bike, though.
Yeah.
But I think just talking about the build of it, you can kind of walk us through the process. But before we get to that, folks, check out the show notes for some great discount codes. I'm going to put all of the links and all of the codes in those show notes so you can find them there. How was your Christmas, Joey?
It was very stressful.
Is it really? That's too
It's
bad.
good stress, though.
What do you mean good stress? What's good stress?
2 different families.
All kind of
within like Christmas Eve in Maryland, then waking up at 5 a.m. to drive to Jersey the next day for another full family day of Christmas.
So did you have any drunk uncles like that, like knock the tree over?
No.
None of that. Okay,
No.
So there was no real excitement. Did anybody come back to small town from the big town, and they wanted to like save the Christmas tree lot in your family for Christmas?
No,
none of that. Okay, well,
my sister's in the Navy and she came home.
Okay, all right.
But she can, other than being deployed, she spends a few Christmases away.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she's a big wig now, so
She wears a big wig?
Probably. So she came home.
It's nice just to have all of your family around, and you went to Jersey, so you did all sorts of things.
I did a lot of driving between Saturday and yesterday.
So what did we do yesterday? Yesterday was Boxing Day.
It was our Boxing Day. I'm going to call it should have called it the GTD anniversary ride.
You know, that is kind of...
Because Boxing Day 2018, because we started like January 1st, 2019.
One of our first episodes rolled right around
That's
Christmas.
where you gave out the first stickers. Was that parking lot.
Was it really?
Yeah. You didn't realize that?
I don't remember that.
You still had the green truck and everything. You picked us up. No,
Wow.
we met you. You drove us.
Wow.
It was like you, me, Jess, Nadine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a great memory. Now, the Northern Central Rail Trail, Tory Brown, runs from Cockeysville. We went just to New Freedom.
Yeah.
And we had 7 people total. Swingback John and Brandon came down and rode in to meet us, and then rode back north with us, and then they dropped off. And then we went to the pizza place, which is always good. They're giant slices of pizza.
Yeah.
Paisanos. Is that how you say that? Paisanos.
I never even looked at the name.
Throwing my hand up because it's, I'm trying to be. Yay. But it was a lot of fun. We held the weather was great, and honestly, it was supposed to be rain
Pistados.
and something, and it ended up just to be kind of gray with it spit at us every once in a while.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect. It wasn't too hot. Obviously, it
It was
wasn't too cold. It wasn't too cold though.
I told you I got in a weird zone.
Yeah, after you get to New Freedom and you stop there, and then you get back on the bike and you start rolling back down the hill towards Maryland, you're going downhill for so long
Almost all of it.
that you're not really working. So you've cooled off, and then you get back on the bike and you get the cold wind. So yeah, that makes it a little bit uncomfortable when you first start. But
Yeah.
it was a good time all the way around. I'm glad we did. Didn't we skip 1 year for NCR and go and do the canal?
I think so.
Yeah. So we can't say that it's always done at the same place, but I love that trail.
try.
I love that trail in the winter because you can see everything. There's no leaves on the trees.
I like it in the fall too.
In the fall, yeah, in the fall and in the winter. You go up there in the summer, and it's just like a green tunnel.
Did you
which
see?
is
Like
kinda
it
nice.
is just actually slowly gradual.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
It's
just
not like flat until mile 10.
no. It's the whole way up.
Yep.
It's the whole way up, and it probably ranges from 2%. I think I saw a couple of spots yesterday, 3%, and it's probably about half of it. So that's an easy 8-mile climb, long and slow, and always on the wheel. But it was fun. I
was
really do
fast.
enjoy the trail. So what do we got coming up in January? We'll talk more about this later, but we're going to go down for the Rodeo Labs.
Not much later. It's basically in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Rodeo Labs Rally, or Rodeo Rally Southern Migration. We're going to go down and ride with a bunch of the Rodeo Labs folks in Florida for a 3-day bikepacking adventure. You'll hear more about that after we do it, probably. I don't really know much about it to talk about it going into
Oh
it.
yeah, me neither. I need to look it up.
It'd be good to get an email or something. So, Joey, what do you think were the big 2023 gravel trends that kind of held?
Oh, I should have looked at show notes. I didn't know we're doing all this.
Oh, it's just a little conversation piece. Just a little conversation piece. I was trying to identify some trends that I think 2024 we're going to see in the world of gravel. Maybe let's start there. I think more people are looking for the one bike concept.
Yeah.
That one bike to kind of rule them all, that you can maybe swap out wheels, and I think we're getting closer, and I think it's because of the gravel
I think there's a
racing.
gray area now
You think so?
because, Specialized and Trek both have their endurance road bikes that, quote unquote, road bikes that clear 38s now.
No?
That's where gravel bikes maxed out like 4 years ago.
So,
That's where road bikes max out now.
yeah, my Diverge isn't that old, that frame, and it maxed out at 30.
38.
Yeah, 38.
Yeah.
38. I think that's going to be the bike that racers are going to. I think they're going to be looking for their brand sponsors endurance road bike that can clear. I think it's no longer going to be truly called a gravel bike.
Well, I know Alex Howells raced his Cannondale Super 6 Evo
Yeah.
as a gravel bike a couple times last year with like 35s on it. That's an aero road racing bike.
I guess it all depends upon course too.
Yeah.
And terrain and where you're at and what you're doing. So I think that's going to be something that's going to filter into the consumer out of the pro environment, because everybody wants to be pro. You want to be so pro. I think we're going to see more gravel bike suspensions. Thoughts?
I don't know if that's a fad.
You think that's something that's just going to come and
Yeah.
go, be gone real quick?
Because technically Niner did that like in 2017 or 2018, and it never really caught on.
So you don't think we're going to see
No.
more of that? Okay. All right.
I mean, maybe that fork
yeah.
line up, but that's about it.
I think front suspension forks with minimal travel.
I don't think they failed, but that Diverge STR never kicked off from Specialized.
Did they never really launch that, or just
No,
never
they launched it. It's
just
just
didn't get the traction?
it's how bikes launch nowadays. It's just
Yeah.
it used to be a big thing, and now it's not.
Okay. I think we're going to say sayonara to aero gravel.
No,
No?
I don't think we've seen it yet.
Are you serious? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking. Well,
The
we're sitting
bike's
here-
already there, but no one's doing integrated cockpits on gravel bikes yet. Some people are, but not like the road bike side.
Is
So your
that
tip
gonna
of the spear people are going to want what they're riding on the road racing bike.
So I guess maybe we should divide this up into what you're going to see as a trend from a racer's perspective.
Yeah.
And then from
Me.
sort of like that gravelier that's just, going out without having to.
Yeah, we were just talking about this the other day. Like, eventually all those bikes like the Crux, I bet, and then like the Super 6 Evo CX and some of the Treks will just be integrated cockpits.
Yeah.
No cables exposed, none of that. You can do it on a rodeo right now if you want, on a trail donkey. Rodeo gives you the option to do either routing, which is nice.
So one of the things that might buy you is the ability. I don't think that from
Put your bag on there easier.
Yeah, that's what
which
I was
is
going
like
to say.
defeating the purpose.
Yeah, it's if you don't have but how many times do those cables get in the way of a front roll on your handlebar? It would just be a whole lot cleaner for internal routing from that perspective, not from the arrow of the gains that you're going to get, but from the fact that you could it takes a long time sometimes to set a bike up.
Oh yeah,
with bags. I was wrestling with mine the other day trying to get that epidural frame bag on to be able to carry like an extra layer or two when we did our ride yesterday. And it's just a struggle. It's just like a struggle to get it on. E-bikes? What are we going to see in e-bike world 2024?
more of them.
More of them? Do you think that
Like everyone in the bike industry is pushing them no matter who you are.
So is there going to I'm waiting for the trend where it's not a bigger motor but a smaller motor.
That's how they've progressed.
That's
and you can
not smaller in size, but just that little bit of advantage as opposed to like that concept of a big motor that's going to make you climb a hill at 20 miles an hour. I'm talking about a smaller motor that just gives you that little bit of assist. I kind of think that's a market that they haven't really explored.
Yeah, it was called motor doping like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, because they would.
But selling that as a consumer item now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's my thought. Is instead of like I know how they used to. You'd see the videos of it where they would do the heat detection on a bike, and then you could see the motor.
They would do infrared stuff.
Yeah, infrared
the
stuff.
UCI would scan.
Yeah, they scan the bikes. But if that were to come to the consumer market, just that little bit of extra edge.
Well, for a while, I knew you could buy those.
Really?
Yeah. I was at Parvella when that happened, so that was a while ago.
Where would that even work?
You have to access your crank spindle through the seat tube or a couple other things.
Uh-huh.
And it was a system that would drop through the seat tube.
And it would just literally grab onto the spindle in the bottom
There was some
bracket.
kit, you could do it.
Huh.
Yeah.
See?
It was hidden. You have little buttons
Just
in your shifters,
a little extra few watts here or there to get you up the hill. Or I think that's interesting. I think it'd be interesting to see that in the consumer grade. Where do you think we're going with? I believe we're going to see more and more metal, more steel, more titanium.
Oh yeah, there's so many little brands opening everywhere.
Yeah, I think you're going to see less carbon. And I guess again, that's race world versus.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll see less carbon. I think the longer it's been out, people are getting more interested in exploring
carbon in the world.
Maybe
of gravel.
I wouldn't say going away from carbon, but different, titanium and steel.
Okay. Yeah. From a durability standpoint, when you take something out in the rough and tumble, I mean, it would drive me crazy. I've never ridden a carbon gravel bike in an environment where carbon, where it would get beat up like that. I think you got to kind of begin to wonder about it a lot too. And now again, not the racer world, because the racer world, the sponsored racers, if something dings on that bike, they just get a new one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still approaching it from the consumer kind of a standpoint. So anyway, I think just some interesting things that to look out for in 24. We'll revisit again. And
then because there's so many out there and they're doing it more, I mean, some of the metal bikes will get cheaper too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to spend $3+ grand for, I think, a decent quality titanium frame.
Right.
Like, what was your Otto, 29 or 35 or something?
No, it was right around 3 by the time I added the fork.
Yeah. So by the time you add fork, that's where you're going to start.
Yeah.
There is the mass-produced Lightspeed and Lenski. That's always Lenski's always and Lightspeed are always having deals.
Yeah.
So I mean, someone could get into titanium for under $2,000 now. Like I said, I think there's a difference. There's like 3 tiers. There's like that. Then there's your mid-level, your Otsos and your rodeos, and then like all cities tie and some of that stuff. And then there's like
Yeah.
made in the U.S.
Yeah, the bespoke
Mosaic,
stuff.
yeah.
The people that are
7
making
and all that.
They're making not
Boots.
beyond that. You
Yeah.
know, there's people that are making 50 frames a year.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Mosaic is one of the smaller ones, doing 200 frames a year.
200. Okay, it's not small.
Maybe a little bit more now. Yeah.
Well, I think
it's a
any
$5,000, $6,000 frame.
anytime, yeah, you're looking at something that's handmade in the U.S. For multitudes of reasons. You know, it's kind of nice. The made in U.S. thing is, you know, it's nice. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see if we. It just seems. I feel like the trend is leaning towards more and more. You hear people talking about metal, whether it's titanium or whether it's steel. You just feel it seems to be. And anytime anybody wants to do something different, it seems like that's the medium that they
Telling you,
use.
zirconium, 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
That's the next frame material.
You want to do Strava Club? Have you got your show notes open, or do I need to do it?
Yeah, I got Strava
okay, you
Club
got it.
somewhere.
Nice.
Let's see. Ron Welsh.
Yeah.
From North Kakalaki with a 179.8. Who is this? Jesse Appling
Yep.
from Seattle, Washington with 101.7. And Lindsay O'Connor from Lexington, Kentucky with 96.5. Well, that's kind of wild. I thought with Christmas break, you only needed 88 miles.
It was a weird Christmas, though. With Christmas being on a Monday,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like people didn't.
Oh, it rolled over.
Yeah, they got kind of, and you also, it split the week kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's Monday, so this is technically Christmas week.
Only
I
a
bet
few
you,
days in.
I bet you the number goes up
Yeah.
for next week. I bet you we're going to see more than 88. I think
Yeah.
we'll be above 100 again.
But we're
at
at
this,
930 members.
930. That's 9 up from the last time we know. We skipped a week.
Yeah, but
So-
still, we've been getting, it's not like 1 or 2 lately. It's been like 5 or
6 a
at
week.
time.
So people are out there telling their friends. They're
Yeah.
going, get on over there.
That's gravel driver dirt on Strava.
You can find it
In the
pretty
search
easy.
bar, it's easy.
Yeah. Strava keeps changing it. What do you think about the direct messaging that they're doing on Strava
Oh, I
now?
turned mine off.
Did you really?
I was using Strava so no offense, I would avoid. I told you that's why I changed my name too.
Avoid messaging.
Strava was my one out after the fire to just have like
Yeah.
a platform. So I changed it to Scranton Strangler.
Yeah. Well, now you got to change it to something different because
And
now
then
everybody knows what it
It's
is.
like, oh no, messages now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So I just turned it off.
Let's make a creepy platform where you follow people you don't really know, a little bit creepier. Like
Yeah.
the Strava pickup lines will be next. Like, I know where you live.
Well, I've turned that thing off a while ago, where it hides your start and finish. It's a general area.
I'll wait and see how Strava direct messaging works. If it's toned down and it gives you the ability to just kind of reach some, I don't know. I just don't know that we need it,
No,
but maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
it's what kept it separate from everything else.
Okay, so what we're really here to talk about, and I'm going to sit back now because I can do that. I can lean back in this sofa now because I don't have to look at my show notes anymore. That's right, I am on a sofa. We're going to talk about the build that you
So you're
did.
like interviewing me now?
Yeah, it's almost really what it is. I'm gonna kind of interview you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
If I give you a little Spanish Inquisition. So you had a very cool opportunity. Tell the people what your opportunity was. And if you follow us on Strava, you've seen it. But
Well, my mom signed me up when I was younger. Just trying to think of it. So we set Dave up. It was a multi-part build. I was in charge of getting Dave his rodeo frame
okay,
from rodeo, so I could help him out a little bit with that. Dave got a lot. Dave, I think, got all his parts through his sponsors, which is
Okay.
pretty cool. Like
Okay.
he's got a little he's dabbed a little bit into everywhere. So early on, Dave had his list of parts picked out. So he had a SRAM group set. He had a stands wheels.
and it's a rodeo Labs
rodeo titanium
flannel.
custom paint job, like super deep custom.
Now, is that really considered paint?
Yeah, Cerakote.
Cerakote is
And then media
considered
blaster
paint?
for the seat tube.
Okay.
Okay.
If you haven't seen the
He also
pictures-
has one of the
oh,
only ones out with the new logo on the down tube.
It's got
versus
the
the cursive on
that
Larry's.
block logo.
I liked it.
Yeah, I did
Ted's
too.
used that before because Ted's had that file from them. Or maybe Ted designed it. I don't know.
Oh, maybe Ted did
and
that.
it's the same logo on the trail donkeys.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's just up. I don't want to say it's updated. It's just
different.
Certain frames look good with one versus the other.
It's
Dave's
different.
look good.
It's different. To back up one more step, I mean, you get the gist. Rodeo Labs, Dave is going to be riding a Rodeo Labs flannable titanium, beautiful orange Cerakote, and then the seat tube has the
leaf pattern, like the unpaved leaf pattern.
It's etched into the titanium. It's
media blasted.
Media blasted.
Yep.
So it's sandblasted, but not sand. Some other kind of media that's
like social media.
It could be
Instagram.
as harsh. It could be as harsh, couldn't it?
Yeah. Titanium's pretty strong.
So we were lucky enough that the bike did get shipped here because you arranged for the shipment from, I guess, from Colorado.
Because I took care of the weird back end side with the frame logistics and getting it. It was shipped here, and then we had an original plan of, after Dave got all his parts, I think he's still rating on Ritchie bars in the stem.
Okay.
But Dave got all the parts, and then we were going to do something like go up to H's and Evans to the Mountain Wheel Club and do a build there, or go like to Pope Addy or something, or like have a build somewhere. And then everything kind of came together a few weeks. Like I got the frame finally.
How long did it take you to get the frame once it was actually ordered?
It wasn't like a month or so.
Okay, that's not bad.
Because they were waiting for a round of those frames to arrive.
Okay.
Because I ordered Larry's.
Ooh.
I know after that.
Larry who? No. We don't.
I ordered the other one. And basically, all the frames came in, and they queued us up together, and we got, because I did like the Trail Donkey I did last month was ready to go. Like that shipped in like a day. But these ones, yeah. And they were Cerakoted.
That's a pretty good turnaround.
Oh, yeah.
For a bike that had all of that extra stuff done to it.
And now that I think there's inventory of certain models, and you want it Cerakoted, like you're only going to wait like a week.
What is Cerakote?
It's a hardened type of paint. I don't know why you're asking. I don't know. I know it's it's a different type of paint process.
Is it ceramic?
I'm going to look it up.
Okay, you look it up while I describe to the people what actually it is. It's sort of it's a different orange. It's not a burnt orange. It's much more of a brighter kind of unpaved orange, I'll call it. In the front half of the frame, and then the fork has that color on it, and then it's the bare titanium, and then the media blasted seat tube, and then a little bit of the orange highlight on the rear triangle, right? I believe, if I remember correctly, yeah. But it's absolutely, absolutely gorgeous.
It's a ceramic base finish that can be applied to metals, plastic, polymers, and wood. The unique form of ceramic coating enhances a number of physical performances properties, including
it's going to be harder.
Abrasion wear resistance, corrosion resistance, chemical resistance, impact strength, and hardness. It's a tougher.
Yeah.
And there's a process to put it on, but
it's like a lot of people do with their new cars. You get a new car and you go get the front hood ceramic coated, so that
I wasn't buying into that crap when we.
No, that's real. You don't get it from the dealer.
No. When the dealer is trying to go over the list.
Yeah. But I don't think you get that stuff from a dealer. I don't think a dealer. No, that you go to aftermarket and go to some little car shop that's doing it. But I wonder if you could take a bike frame to a car shop and say, I'd like to get this ceramic coated. I bet you could.
Yeah, probably.
That would be pretty cool.
I know ceramic speeding and all. Look, there's companies that have stuff you could do yourself really easily.
Okay, so it's got that. It's. I like to hear things like it's hardened and it won't, because you always get that, whether you like it, you either love it or hate it. Mm-hmm. The marks, the little patina that you get from where your bag sits, and some people love it, some people hate it. This would alleviate that altogether. Yeah, it wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have anything to love or to hate. So it would just be what it is.
So basically, you can get a bike pretty quick if it's in stock, and you can get the color you want.
Good.
Now, if you want something a little bit more custom, you could do anything you want. It might take longer, but
now, is that Cerakote something they offer as sort of like an upgrade?
Yeah.
You can just
you can get just a raw frame.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a upcharge to it, but they have a whole list of set price Cerakote. I don't know, it's like 30 or 40 long maybe. Or you can select the custom paint job and do your own design.
Nice. Oh, it's really cool. It sets your, and that's one of the things with titanium is titanium has always been sort of unpainted. It's always been raw,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's got what you call the media blasting to give it some etching, or whether it's shined, or there's very little room for personality inside of that.
Yeah.
Unless you start like with all the, like when I got my Otso, I was able to pick all the little wolf tooth anode bits and parts and pieces, and you can kind of add a colorway to it in that type of a way. But,
Yeah.
not being able to paint it, so this solves that problem if it is truly a problem. I mean, it's just preference, but it gives you the opportunity to do that. Now, what were the components that he did? You started to go down the long list.
So the group set came from SRAM, because
SRAM.
SRAM is now a supporter of Unpaved.
Thank you, SRAM.
So axis, shifter, an axis system with, like rival style or rival shifters with like an Eagle derailleur.
Okay. The
So-
one by,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
With a 10, I don't know if it was 1050 or 1052.
Whew.
But the typical Eagle.
What a beautiful.
Yeah.
That's in 12 speed.
Mhm.
I would assume. Yeah. 12
Yeah.
speed.
So that was the that was the build.
Okay.
Stan's wheels will end up on there. There's some Envies in the picture.
Okay.
Stan 700s.
I still don't understand though why Dave wanted to use tubes.
He didn't want to use two. No. And he did have a set of Rene Hirsch tires mounted up. That's what he's going to run.
Ooh. Which
And
ones? Rene Hirsch, you either love them or you hate them because of the price. The one time I put Rene Hirsch tires on my Otso when I first got it, I loved them. I absolutely loved them until I didn't, because they wouldn't stay on the
Oracle Ridges.
What are they?
Oracle Ridge.
Oracle Ridge.
It's a knobby. It's a nice spread out knob, 700 by 48.
I know they're comfortable. They're comfortable tires.
Yeah.
Though.
Nate says it's his most popular or most sold tire up there at Hush Money.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's what size did he go with?
That's their 700 by 48.
48s.
Yeah.
48s with some oomph to them.
Yeah.
So they can eat up that Pennsylvania gravel. Nice.
So those are mounted up on those wheels, and those will go on his Stan's wheels. Cockpit wise, he did get the Axis dropper too,
Okay.
the electric dropper,
Okay.
and
Score.
then
Woo.
the Ritchie 52 wide bars and Ritchie
Okay.
stem,
Okay.
and then he got some of that. I haven't used it before, but Ergon's gravel tape.
Okay.
It's like a nice upgrade from that Wolf 2 stuff.
So like, remember that? I remember that. I had that, but I didn't. I ended up not really liking that too much because it was almost too thick.
I know Jack loves it and Alonzo loves it. Some people do. I haven't ridden it.
I ended up. It felt like it just felt different, and maybe that was what it was. I just didn't like the feeling of it, or it was that cork tape, wasn't it? It was that cork stuff.
It was that rubbery.
Yeah, it was something
chafes
weird.
my hands.
It was something weird, and it felt. I know a lot of people will double wrap their bars for that extra little bit of cushioning, and this almost felt like a double wrap without it being a double wrap.
Yeah.
That's
That's what this Ergon stuff felt like,
was
but it
that
wrapped
thick.
easier and it felt
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Well, cool. And then seat post was the dropper seat post. What did
Yeah.
he do for a saddle? Did he get
It was
one
like
of
an Ergon saddle.
fancy? You should have gotten one of those fancy
3D printed beer.
3D printed honeycomb.
Or anyone's brand saddle now. So yeah. I meant to. I was going to do it yesterday. I was afraid, but I'm having a little issues with not issues, but the way I sit a little bit more aggressive on my rodeo than I wanted. The Brooks, like the front end of the Brooks, kind of is
Yeah.
in my way.
In your way.
But if I tilt it down, it doesn't feel the same.
You just got to play with it to get it right.
I want to ride that WTB gravel saddle.
Okay. Not familiar.
Yeah, it's a little different design.
Okay. So the build was actually kind of an interesting collaboration. And I know we talked about, you were thinking about going up to Evan and H's place, and then you talked a little bit about trying to do it out in Popati in the woods, which I
Yeah.
think would have been probably
With video would have been cool.
the video would have been super cool.
Would have been freaking cold.
But then it was a great collaboration because Patuxent Adventure Center was sort of the home base for the bike, but yet you went up to Hush Money and built it there.
So, because last minute, Dave realized he had the week off between Christmas and New Year's, but the week going into Christmas, I was pretty busy,
Okay.
and then between folks everywhere being sick from family to
Y'all were sick.
people here, Jess
yeah.
at home,
And then holidays.
The holidays,
I mean,
threw us off, and then trying to, Dave's at 3.5 hours away from me, and trying to find a place in the middle to meet to do the build. There was like, we could go here or there, and that's still like a long drive one way. And Hush Money was
7-Eleven parking lot outside of South Philly wouldn't have worked.
I thought it would have been cool. A Wawa parking lot.
A Wawa
would
parking
be very
lot.
Pennsylvania.
Or Rofo chicken getting thrown around.
So, last minute Nate said it was okay to come up to Hush Money.
Okay.
We were going to do it on the new patio system out there.
Oh.
It was a cold Saturday, so
You did it inside?
Nate let us use one of the workbenches.
Okay. Nice. Are you glad you did it there instead of doing it in a park?
Yeah, because there's a couple little parts with some part hiccups where it wouldn't have been finished if it wasn't in my shop or Hush Money.
Hush Money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
while it would have been, we
it
could refake it. You could fake it. We could go out to Popatty. You could just take some of the parts off.
I could do the other one there. Just
You
won't be
just
Dave's.
take the wheels off and take some of the parts off. And
And I'm not doing the hydraulics out there.
no, you see, you can have everything all set up, and all you're really doing is kind of bolting things together and making it happen. That would actually be fun.
Just do a photo shoot out there.
Just fake build.
It's a long drive for a fake build.
Fool all the people. We could probably come
Yeah.
up. We could probably come up with a woods like setting here too, and do that as well.
So then,
go out on Dow Road.
Dow Road gravel. No, it was nice having it all done there. Like I said, it wouldn't have been completed. So, and it was a good setting. The food, we went to Indo's first, Indo's of Lancaster,
Okay.
for coffee, CBD coffee, which was delicious. And had some delicious food for lunch. I forgot the name of the market. Some deli, barbecue.
Okay.
Like I had a patty melt that had like some Cajun mayo and caramelized onions and some
Nice.
other stuff. It was so good.
Nice.
The best
Nice.
onion rings I've ever had. I had to stop.
Well,
Could only eat a couple.
the
Eat them
next
all.
time we go to Lancaster, I want to spend a little bit more time there.
I was talking to Jess. I want to go for a weekend or like an overnight.
Get a
at
house
an
up there.
Airbnb
Yeah.
and ride that rail trail with her. Do some of the road riding. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just such great riding.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely amazing. When we went up there the day after Thanksgiving, it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So, I know that Dave, he did a long-term review right in the middle of his first ride.
Well, he did one in the parking lot.
He did one in the parking lot.
Yeah, he's the one that said long-term review.
It wouldn't take much, I think, on that bike to get the feel for it. So
Yeah.
Well,
he went with the 52 bars. I think that'd be only the weird thing to get the feel of.
because they're wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wide. They're like the size of my mountain bike bars, it feels like.
Why did you choose that? Why did you decide to go that direction?
Some of the...
Any clue?
They're called fuck-around bars, he said.
Okay.
It's just going to do that type of riding.
Okay. Well, it gives you lots of control.
Yeah.
The wider you are, the more control you have.
Mm-hmm.
But then you balance that against the fact that you might be leaning a little bit more forward
Yeah.
when your arms stretch out.
And
like
I think
that.
Guitar Ted was talking about it on one of his podcasts, Dave said.
Okay. Well, those are the kind of things, too, that you can kind of tinker around with.
Bars aren't... It's relative. I mean, an aluminum Ritchie bar, I think, is $100 MSRP.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you don't like it, you can huck it to a friend for a good price, and then...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can eventually land that to a place where you're not going to get that full retail back.
Yeah.
But you could ride it for...
If you really hated it.
Yeah, if you really hated it, 4 to 6 weeks, you can go, I got to change this up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take them off, sit them in the corner, put some different ones on, and then you get the feel for the difference. And for a few bucks, you've now decided where you want it to be as opposed to living with one thing or the other.
Yeah.
So those are good things to play with. It's not like, a high dollar expensive item. And that's honestly why I think we all have so many bags is because you try something, you buy a bag. Although bags are expensive anymore. Bags have gotten very pricey.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the price of some of these little things, and I see the price tag behind it, and I'm like,
That little thing you said, what was that thing that
oh, that was pretty cool. That was from...
It was a headset spacer from Rockgeist.
Yeah, Rockgeist.
Rockgeist.
They had a circle loop for your straps.
So it had like a little, almost like a lip
Yeah.
that was open on one end with a little bolt.
Mm-hmm.
and then it was.
Dave sent me that I don't have credit of finding that.
It's so cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, because I struggle with it. It gives you everybody who runs feed bags, you understand the struggle of getting those. You wrap them around the handlebar, and then you latch them at the bottom, and then you've got that one strap, that Velcro strap that wants to go around the stem. Mm-hmm. And if you're running 2 feed bags, they're side by side, you don't want 2 straps. So you've got to kind of figure out a way to loop it through one.
Yeah, you can double them up.
That's what I do. But it takes forever to get it all lined up and secure. This, you just slide the little loop right in that strap, and you don't have to mess with any.
Clean.
It's so clean and so easy and so simple.
Well, the nice thing is I just realized it with this picture and this like 50 mil I9 stem, is you don't have any real estate to go around the stem.
Yeah. And that's a part of my problem too with the
You got a little stem?
Well, the little shock stop. But also it's got my DI2 little junction boxes directly under the stem. So I have to figure out a way to get that little strap to go in between the stem and the junction box and wrap it, and geez Louise. And that just seems like such a simple, elegant, easy solution.
Yeah.
You can put it higher or lower. You can have it lower, so if you've got a top tube bag, you could use it as an anchor point for the top tube bag. You can use it as an anchor point for either one of.
They got like 3 of them on here in one photo.
Yeah, and that's what my bike would look like. It has all those little things all over it. So, Okay, so what's the next step for Dave with this bike? Is he
just ride it?
You said
go to Florida.
Well, you said he's got.
He's got 700C wheels coming from Stance.
So he's got some wheels that he still needs to change, and he has. Didn't you say something about handlebar stems? Might need to change some stuff there.
No. I think we ended up getting. I got a set here. We did the build with, so I'll take his new ones.
So he's good. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Dave. It's a beautiful, beautiful bike. I count myself lucky as being able to see it.
Touch it inappropriately?
No, we didn't do anything. I didn't take it and lay down on the sofa with it or anything like that. I didn't cuddle with it, which that was quite the good Instagram post there. So, Dave, you're going to love that bike. I know it, and I can't wait to get you back on the podcast to talk specifically about your bike, and then we can talk about Unpaved at some point as well. So it's that time of the year, Joey, where we're starting to register for all of the events for next year. Have you registered for Grusk yet?
I haven't registered for anything, technically.
So I've registered for Grusk.
I technically registered for Dirty Kitten.
You're registered for Croatan.
Winter training.
Croatan.
Not technically. I just realized I never actually signed up.
Okay, I'm signed up for that. I'm signed up for Dirty Kitten Winter Training. I signed up in the human category.
I didn't even know there was a thing.
The non-competitive. I just wanted to give Chris the opportunity to not have to worry about my Strava scores and and all of that.
I thought what I did was the most basic, just to support Dirty Kitten.
Well, see, I
didn't know there was even less.
He's an even less. I want to be able to, and I'm looking forward to participating in the group rides when I can, but not having to worry about it when I can't. And to be able to be a part of the effort in the team and to support Chris and Alex with what they do with Dirty Kitten, which they have just built into such an amazing, amazing brand. We were talking about it yesterday when we were coming back from NCR about the team and how they've developed that and all the different levels of participation. Just been fantastic. Just really, really cool what they're doing.
Yeah.
I still don't quite understand how they're able to pull all of that off and still have full-time jobs. And
yeah, I just realized that cat camp is only like 2 or 3 weeks before Growly Cat. And like just having stuff like that so close together and then going into it. I
wonder if Growly Cat registration is open yet. It should be. It's got to be getting close. But there's things like, I'm starting to look at Appalachian Journey again.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon Wadsworth Sing down in Floyd. We've got the thing that Eric has brought us up and exposed us to in September, that Tour de Shunk up in Canton, which was a tremendous amount of fun. I think everybody should put it on their radar. We got Unpaved again. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in 2024, and I'm excited about it.
I think I'll do Croatan, and then Dirty Kittens is just an easy Sunday one. Grusk is in the air got to be the one I really want to try too, and then unpaved.
You've not done Grusk.
No.
Yeah, you should really get out there.
Unpaved, I've already volunteered.
Okay. It's just a great weekend.
So I won't ride that one.
And then we'll do Campfire again. There's just a lot of stuff happening. And I've got
Monster Cross in
Monster
February.
Cross in February.
Yeah.
Did I register for that? I went to look.
You going to do that on your new bike?
Yeah, maybe. We haven't talked about it.
Don't get mad. I've been touching this.
Yeah, I know. I can't hear you. I'll cut all you out.
Okay.
Just be me talking for this episode.
But that's also another easy, it's like Rally Cat. You know, it's not like you got to go really far and
well, it's so close.
Spend 3 days, yeah.
It's so close.
I'm not worried about work with those little day trips.
So tell me, would you do the 25 or the 50 at Monster Cross?
The 25 was still pretty challenging last year.
Yeah, because I know you want to amp up some of your events this year.
No, that one is just like straight fun.
Okay. You still?
I mean, I could knock out the longer distance somewhat quick, but
are you still thinking about single speed for Croatan?
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't do Monster Cross single speed.
No.
There's so much climbing there.
I was just thinking about how it all would come together.
It's like 2,000 something feet, I think, in the 25 miles.
Okay.
Maybe I'm really off, but I also thought that's really close.
Okay. So I've got ESR that's at the end of July, which I'm disappointed that I can't do the Dirty Kitten gravel race, even though I know it's a hot weekend. And I still would love to get out there at some point. Maybe one of these days the stars will align. And then I'm started to work planning for, I'm doing the Allegheny Mountains gravel loop with adventure cycling again this year. I've already started to put together camp and hotel reservations and all those things we need for that. That's at the end of August into early September. And then the Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt Gravel Camp is weekends. I don't know what to really call them yet. I shy away from calling it a camp because I think a camp is more we're a little bit more relaxed than a camp. It's just going to be a beautiful place to stay.
It's a little resort getaway.
Getaway, maybe, yeah, something like that. A base camp operation in a beautiful home up in Canton. 4 days of rides that are just absolutely gorgeous. There's not a whole lot of overlap between those days, except for going down the driveway to get out of the house and onto the first road. We're going to go a lot of different directions. So that's coming up. It's the end of May and early June. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it for me for next year. So that's not enough, but I'm sure some things will pop up here and there. You want to do some this or that? I've only got 3 this or that's.
That's fine. It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year. As we learned yesterday, would you rather do a long, slow, gradual climb in the cold or a long, fast descent in the cold?
I felt more comfortable with a long, fast. That slow, gradual climb when it's cold.
Yeah.
It feels better.
You're working harder.
Yeah.
So you're warmer.
Because I was cold.
Yeah.
Coming home for a while.
And as we talked about with NCR, when you get to New Freedom and you sit for half an hour and then you turn around and you're cold and you're wet.
Yeah.
And, you start screaming down that hill. But I still would do the climb in the cold.
Let's say in the cold.
Yeah.
I mean, that because that's not horrible. It's not like going up something ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely the climb in the cold. Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve because we don't do a single thing.
Yeah.
We're in bed at normal.
Normal time. So it's almost like an extra day off.
Because Christmas Eve, you're finishing up with one family and then got to keep it together to put it on for another family the next morning.
It always feels like such. Christmas
There's usually a long drive in there. No offense to anyone, but
yeah,
when you're like a mind-adjusted situation, you're just far enough for you can drive. It's just a lot.
Yeah, Christmas Eve just feels like it's
fun when you get to where you want to be.
There's more like...
There's more stuff and tradition family stuff with New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone just goes out and parties and drinks on New Year's Eve versus... That's what people do for Christmas Eve, too, but I think there's other stuff on Christmas Eve.
There's usually other stuff on Christmas Eve from our side of the house. Now, on New Year's Day, are you going to do a big ride?
If the weather looks good.
Yeah.
I'm not putting anything out to the public. It'll be the days.
No. I just you're planning on. Because I always do I try to do a big effort on New
I've only
Year's Day.
done a New Year's Century once. New Year's Day Century. It was a gravel century.
I've done a couple on the trainer on New Year's Day.
It's
Get up.
insane. I want to go outside.
Yeah.
I'm cramming for a rodeo Florida trip.
Yeah, but that's effort too. That's your legs are turning. That's there.
So no, that's not what I meant. Something will happen
Yeah.
outside. Oh, hopefully outside on New Year's Day.
Yeah. It drives me crazy when the Strava ticker goes back to 0.
Oh. One of those people.
No. Yeah, I do. I like my numbers. Leave me alone.
Yeah, New Year's Day ride somewhere within Southern Maryland.
Okay, last one. Looking back at 2023 or looking forward to 2024?
Oh, that's easy. I mean, 23 was good, but I'm not someone to dwell or realize, like, the past is the past.
Yeah.
What's done is done.
Yeah.
What you can do going forward.
Let's leave 2023 in the dust and look forward to 2024.
23 was a good year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's better, but also some people dwell on the past too much, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And they use it as a handicap or a crutch.
Is this the first time we've recorded here in the new shop?
Yeah.
Because we did a couple of times in the old shop. I remember that. Like after you closed. This is the first time we've ever recorded in the new shop, and it's the first time we've ever recorded during business hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And no Sarah McLachlan poster.
No Sarah McLachlan poster.
I wonder if Ted still has that file.
I still have that poster.
No, it was wasn't it in the shop?
No. I had one that was just like the one I made that was just a big banner and it had our logo on it.
No, I'm talking about the one that Ted printed.
Ted printed the Sarah McLachlan one.
Yeah.
And I still have that.
Oh.
I still have that.
Oh, we got to put it up here somewhere.
No, because it's just me. It has nothing to do with GTD. It's just bring Brian home. It's true. And the cool thing is we're sitting here in front of the TV and we're watching the Lachlan Morton, The Divide.
Yeah.
YouTube documentary.
He's in New Mexico now.
This dude here in this scene didn't have any clue who he was talking to. And he was talking about all the big fancy racers that would come through during the race and how hard they work.
That's but I don't think Lachlan's the kind of person that'll.
No, not at all. In fact, you can see it on his face. He's getting a kick out of it. It was fun watch. The guy's a beast. Mm-hmm. And if he hadn't had that derailleur issue, I tell you, he could go out there.
If he didn't have a spare spoke to jam in there.
If he didn't have a film crew following him, he was what, a full day ahead of Mike Hall's record?
I think so.
Yeah, it ended up to be like right around 20, if not 24 hours ahead of Mike Hall's record, and he stayed in hotels and
he did both.
Yeah, he did. He camped a little bit. And I was wondering about that because he was in hotels, and this was smart probably up where it was colder. I still don't know what time of the year he did this. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to find.
Oh, it just came out, so he just did it.
Yeah, he did it. No. He did
I was joking, like he just finished.
But I think he did it like a week or two after the race ended.
The Grand Depart?
Yeah, I think he was right behind them, but they weren't still on course. Well, I'm sure some people were still on course. He starts.
He might have passed people.
That's right. He starts 2 weeks later and actually ends up passing some people. So it's no secret that I am starting to think about my own Great Divide journey.
Oh yeah.
And
your new sled is right behind you.
Yep. We'll talk more about that later, but not.
I just sold it.
Not 24. There's plenty of them. Not 24, but probably 25. And we're talking about Trans Virginia in 24. You want to do Grand Depart. That timing wouldn't work for me, and I don't really have an interest in being a part of it.
No, that's going to be a fall thing now.
Yeah,
if it's not Grand Depart.
Yeah, it's going to be I would love to do it, and I am going to do it. So 24 is going to be Trans Virginia, start to finish, and then 25 is, going to be the full 27, 28, 29,000 miles or however long it is for the grid for the divide.
Is it under 3,000?
It's under 3,000.
Still a lot.
3,000, but it's still a lot. And not a fast effort. Mm-hmm. I think we're looking at 60 to 75 days.
What do you think the other individual, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, is going to ride?
I don't know. We'll figure that all out. We'll figure all that out. The cross trek could do it.
Oh, the cross trail?
Cross trail, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a cross trek could do it really easy.
Oh yeah. Some of that's pretty gnarly.
All right. I've enjoyed this episode here in the shop. I enjoyed hearing about Dave's build, and congratulations to you.
I figured I'd go over briefly and then let Dave, maybe have Dave on in a week or two.
Dive into it, about why he made some of those choices.
Either maybe before or after Florida.
Well,
or you said we might do something with it.
Yeah.
Hey, they got loofahs on the top of their car.
You know what that means.
Yeah.
It's super exciting to be here in the shop, to hear about that. But it's a big deal for the shop.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys got a lot of traction and exposure through Rodeo Labs as a dealer for them. But also, I mean, they were right there talking about that build and it progressed as well.
Steve's been great.
Yeah.
We finally got the ball rolling with a few. And I have someone else messaging me on Instagram about another frame.
Nice.
Which is kind of cool.
That's how it happens.
So
you could be the true Patuxent adventure shop.
You know, I was making that post today about a ride.
Yeah.
I think the goal of 24 is to put more of the adventure into the shop for the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. All right, let's go ahead and shut this one down. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you've enjoyed the podcast, maybe consider joining our Patreon family. And our January sticker pack will be going out ahead of the post office raising rates, because you hear they're doing that at the end of January.
To what?
68 cents. It's going to cost you just like 68 cents to mail a letter. That seems really... But I guess when you think about what they're doing, they take a piece of paper that you fold up and stick in a little thing, and they take it like all the way anywhere in the world.
It's actually pretty cheap
to deliver it. So
other than unless you need stickers, emails are much cheaper.
So that I'm already started, and I hinted last week at what the new sticker is going to be for the February release. And Joey, I've already started working on what the March sticker is going to look like, because there's lead time with this stuff.
Oh yeah, is that the other thing you were sending me?
Mm-hmm. Which I think you said you kind of liked. It has no bearing, so maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
We'll see. But you get those stickers by being a part of the Patreon family. That's how you get there. That's how it happens. We really appreciate the support of the monthly donation. Those few bucks really do help us keep this going, and now we're helping you by giving you a fresh sticker drop every month. How can folks get in touch with us, Joey?
Well, what do I usually say? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't have a clue.
Our website's Gravel Travel Dirt, and our Instagram's at Mid-Atlantic GTD. It's usually about touching me.
I have been trying to make sure to post something somewhat regularly on the Mid-Atlantic GTD.
I need to tag.
Yeah, we need to figure all that out. Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded this week from right here at the Patuxent Adventure Center in Solomons, Maryland. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.